So, hello and good morning, good evening. Good to see you again. It's been a while since our last Meet the Facilitator meeting. And today we have Amelia on stage, the Win in the Workplace workshop facilitator. With Amelia, we have also Henry, her helper, also part of Amelia's tribe from Indonesia. Amelia is Indonesia Country Leader also, and in a minute we will give Amelia the stage to present herself, formally and exactly the way she wants. Today we have 60 minutes to talk about the professional path of Amelia to become a points of view facilitator, country leader, and also Henry is here. Henry is part of the master's group and can also share with us his path. We will have some questions about the facilitation and content creation, and we will also give you the stage to ask some questions. So it's also an opportunity for you to grow personally, professionally, to get some tips and to bond, even if it's like a simple question that you want to meet Amelia and Henry better. So it's an opportunity. In the end of the session, Amelia and Henry will share with you their contact info, so you can stay in touch, even if it's from our tribe platform or other ways. And that's it. You will get the recording in the tribe space, also on YouTube. So feel free to rewatch or to share and enjoy it. Before we will start, we are having a short pause of 3.5 minutes. This time, it's not, I didn't chose it. We have Henry that took this responsibility. And he will going to be our DJ for today. So let's just tune in for like 3.5 minutes. Relax. You can take your glasses off if you want to move, if you want to lay down, if you want to stay on the chair, whatever suits you today. And then we will meet again. So Henry, play.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Enjoy.
Sometimes I'm not sure who I am, or even if I'm where I'm supposed to be. Grateful for all of my memories, starting to feel like I need new air. Today isn't my forever. I'm always changing for the better. Listen closely to my soul, to know what I've got to let go. And every single day I'm looking forward, be brave, embrace change, taking steps into the unknown, breaking free, finding clarity, what's best for me. I will find my way. Every single day I find my way. Nothing is good, nothing is bad. Let life happen and take it all in. I choose to focus on myself and promise to always put myself first. Today isn't my forever. I'm always changing for the better. I listen closely to my soul, to know what I've got to let go. And every single day I'm looking forward, be brave, embrace change, taking steps into
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Henry, for this great song and great reminder for us. Okay, I hope you're doing well, everyone. We just celebrated in Israel the Jewish New Year, so Shana Tova, Happy New Year, everyone. It's a good timing to wish for ourselves the best and things that we want for our new year. So just wanted to say that also. Let's start. Shana Tova. Let's start. We are all the time giving the space for the facilitators first to share about themselves before we are diving into some difficult questions. So Amelia, let's start with a few minutes that you will tell us about yourself, how you started, how you got to know points of view, how you started your path with us until you became the persona you are, the VIP you are.
VIP. So hello everybody, thank you for coming in this session. It's a long journey. It's been almost 7 years or even more. I met points of view. It was in 2014. 2014, and but you know, just connected in the email, and then I forget to reply HQ's email. It's happened every of us, and then I connected again in 2016. Yeah, I don't know. How about you? When did you first time meet points of view? Because I just fall in love with the photos. Who experienced the same? Anyone? Oh, it's so nice with the dots, with so colorful, with the photos, with centerpiece in the Facebook. And then shortly, I went to TPP. It was a trainer certified program in 2016 in Japan. That was the first time I met Efrat. You know, it's connected with my my session about win in the workplace. So I'm a businesswoman. And then my time is always work. Everything in my mind is always about my profession, my career. And then at that time, it's really a turning point program for me, because I went there and I was thinking I want to learn a new thing about facilitation, about coaching, about how to use the tools. And then, you know, my business mind suddenly is working. And then I asked Efrat, can you tell me how can I bring points of view to Indonesia? And then whoever met Efrat just said, okay, don't talk about business to me. Just trust the process. That's it. Okay. It was so strange for me. And then, why points of view as a business? When someone for a new country came to you and then asking about the business opportunity, it will be a very good chance, right? But what happened with these guys? He just said, don't talk about business in this time, let's talk it later. Okay, so it's a very unexpected response. And then when I came back to Indonesia, I wrote a very long letter to Efrat. I explained, because, you know, it's a political issues, Indonesia and Israel. We don't have any, you know, bilateral relationship. because of the religion issues, about the political issues. I asked many things, and then I asked, can we bring points of view to Indonesia, but can we change the name? Not mention Israeli, not mention points of view, just the method and then the product. Long email, and then I just received one sentence from Efrat. Amelia, trust the process. You start laughing, Leticia. But that's Efrat. So it made me curious at that time. It's not only curious, but it's very deep reflection about trusting the process. It took about, I think, more than 6 months to digest only one sentence. Only one sentence. I don't know, maybe Mayan and Marek, this is the first time I share it about it. Shortly, this is the journey. This is my journey in points of view, and talking about the facilitating, the facilitation, being a facilitator, the facilitator's role as a leader, as a container to contain every potential risk, to take a decision. It happens along my journey in points of view. That's why when you ask why you are here in points of view, it's a very deep journey for me. So many turning points moment for me. It sharpened not only the business process, the business decision, but also sharpened my leadership, my journey as a facilitator. That's it. In a way, I'm working in my own company. My clients are business owners, small, medium company, family business. I help them to develop the human capital system in their company, and then make a connection between the people development system to the business process. That's actually my majority activities. But since 2017 until now, hopefully, and so on, I'm leading my tribe in Points of View Indonesia, and happy because I also have Henry as a master to be accompany me along this journey. That's maybe Mayan. I hope I answer your question.
Yeah. First, thank you for this reminder again of your personal story. I don't think that I've heard it this way. So thank you for that. And I think it's it's inspiring to see that you're evolving in this even today. Like after so many years, it's still not the end. And I'm happy for that. You are one of our really devoted partners, and you're doing amazing stuff in your country. And I hope that politics and religious will be like less an issue soon, and yeah. I will get the opportunity also to fulfill one of my dreams and to get into your country. So I'm really looking forward to that. Henry, what about you? Can you share with us a bit, briefly about your path?
Okay, thanks, Mayan. So yeah, I guess the first time I met Points of View is in 2019. It was I forgot what it was, but it was a training, and then one of the facilitators uses the Points of View for zooming in, and changing the cards the first time and always getting the right. How come it's like so magical? How come I connected with the card even though I just traded it with somebody else? And like, wow, this is like an amazing process. And yeah, 2019 November, I joined level 1. Finally, somebody asked me to join, and I joined, and I signed up. And since then, I guess my love with points of view started. And immediately after level 1, even though I don't have any experience with it, but I tried to facilitate zooming in 1 week after. And then I joined level 2 in February 2020. This is, the beginning of the pandemic. And then I signed up also for level 3 in 2020 as well, March. So this is just before the pandemic started. Before, I guess, Indonesia at least closed the gateways, and we still have some of the international participants coming to Bali at a time. And my second TPP will be December 2020 as well. This is again during the pandemic, so it's interesting because I joined TPP 54 and then 55 March and December because no TPP is going on around the world. And even though this is pandemic, I just really want to get my certifications. I really want to complete my so-called my task. So even during pandemic, I do my exercises. I call up my friends to join in. I do a coaching party, the points of view gatherings here and there in Jakarta, even during pandemic, even before doing the online. And yeah, I get my certification for expert even in 2020. And my journey continues. So I am now a Master 2B. I just finished an Level 4 in Poland earlier this year, April 2022. I'm looking forward to be a certified master as well, as soon as possible. Thank you.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
It's going to be soon, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Henry. So let's continue. Before we will go into the content creation and how you do things, I first want to ask you, Amelia, a bit before that, because you're a country leader and you have your own company and you're really a leader in your soul, and you're doing so many things and you're initiating so many things. And now that it's our dream theme of the month, I wonder, how do you start from having an idea till you really take it into action, like initiating something? Because it can be a workshop, and it can be like festival that you already had a few festivals in your country, and many things that you are doing and initiating all the time. And how do you do it?
How I do it, it's not easy question.
I didn't say that we will have fun.
Natural.
Like
know.
really, how to start? Like, do you have any tips, or are you working with kind of a plan, or you're doing it intuitively? How it works for you, like, to do this first step?
Just do it.
Do you get any? Are you consulting with someone, or it's something that you're doing only by yourself?
I do both. Maybe in some. Let me starting with the mindset. One of the quote that I really love is, when there is a movement, there is a life. That's why when you go to my social media, sometimes people ask me, why do you love sport? Why are you, you do gym? Like, maybe Marek knows that. Come on, how many steps today? I also ask him about it when we go together. When there is a movement, there is a life. That's one of the quote that I really take it in my life. And maybe because I believe in it, it's, you know, starting from the mind, and then your body will move directly, naturally.
Mhm.
That's maybe the idea. It's a very intuitive answer, right?
Yeah,
But
but it's okay. There is not a right or wrong answer.
yeah. I was on leave um, about 3 or 4 years when I got my first baby. So I really dedicated my time to for her. And then when I started my professional journey again, I said to myself that I need to be serious, you know, because I have a family, I have a baby, and then I need to manage my time. I know that our job as a facilitator, we need to have a very often traveling. Yeah, that's why I went to the business coach, and I said to him, tell me what I need to do. So coaching for me is not only being a coach, but in the beginning of my journey in the coaching, I dedicated myself as a coachee.
Mhm.
Up to now, like Efrat as well. Efrat is also one of my mentor, one of my coach. Sometimes I connect with her just like a month before. I just say, please give me a word about points of view DNA.
Mhm.
And then she asked me why. No, I just need something that encourages me to take the next decision. So coaching is not it's not only a profession for me. It's not only competence. It's not only, you know, business, but I need someone to really hold my really holding me, being the safe space for me, and I can trust her or I can trust him. That's deeper, maybe deeper layer of coaching for me. So I do both, Mayan. It's very natural for me creating a movement, maybe when people see me. I don't see I do a big movement, actually. Efrat and Yaron have a bigger movement. I just, you know, one of the dots. But in a way, yes, I do have coach up to now. Yeah.
It's so inspiring what you are sharing right now. And you know, it's not about comparison and to compare yourself to someone else. It's about your own movement and the way that you're doing things in your own pace and what fits you, and it's perfect. And I really appreciate you know, the way that you're doing stuff, first because it's very it's really inspiring, but it's also, you know, it's so connected to what we're saying. And again, a reminder for us to give ourselves the space to be contained in a way, and not just to contain others and to support others, but really to go to ask some good advice, to be a coachee sometimes, and to find inspiration or our path using other people. I think it's very important, especially you know, because we are so into our community. So I think that our community really can help us with that. Thank you for
And I
that.
found it in points of view.
I'm sorry?
Because, you know, I found that inspiration in points of view, because the first time I had a business coach. You know, business coach, it's always performance. What is your target? What will be next year? It's not only next year, 5 years from now, 25 years from now. I can be crazy.
And suddenly you're breaking it into small parts and adding some emotions.
That's the beauty of points of view.
Amazing. And let's talk a bit about the content creation, because you're really a master in that. You created the wonderful workshop, Win in the Workplace, that it's, on one hand, it's for corporate and, you know, from your, let's call it comfort zone, but on the other hand, you did it really differently. It's not just to talk about leadership as is. You created a very sophisticated and beautiful layout chart. You used our method and tools in a very beautiful way. And also, if I'm taking a bit, like, you know, go back to the Wings of Change conference event that you took a role there and you co-facilitate with Jennifer. You had the workshop about the masculine and feminine energies, and also you're bringing such a beautiful content every time. And can you share with us, where do you get your inspiration from?
In a way, I feel that I'm not the creative person. Yeah. In a way, why Maricuz?
It's so funny because there are so many people that say that they are not creative, but they are super creative.
We live in paradox, right?
Yeah. Okay.
This is what I learned from points of view as well, because I was from the training world, you know, very content based, and then everything must be structured using the PowerPoint and etc. But for me, the creative process is when you are being with people, because someone in front of you is the unlimited resources. It's really the creation itself, because you never meet someone, you know, 100% the same, very similar. No, that's the creation. And then in the workshop, actually in the workshop, trying or learning to be mindful, to be 100% to the participants. And then I didn't know, and then sometimes the idea of interaction, it just pop up. It's very intuitive, but it's not, because for me, intuition is beyond intelligence. You learn something, you went to the workshop, you saw how the other facilitators doing an interaction with you. It's a learning process. And then when you collect everything, our unconscious mind will be a very powerful resources. One time you need it, it just pop up from inside. And then when I'm setting up there is nothing new in this world in this time. No, we can search everything in Google. We can search everything in the internet. The problem is when you search something and then you create something in the same time, so everything will be a mess. That's my idea of creation, of creative part. So if you want to dig or you want to explore any ideas, just explore. But when you write something for your workshop, just be mindful with your workshop. Not, okay, I open the book, I write a sentence. I open the book and then I write a sentence. It will be a mess for me. So being with my writing is a creative process. Just be there with yourself and believe that all of the resources, all of your experience will help you to do that creation. Visualization is always a good method for me. Imagine like, okay, I have some participants in front of me, and then imagine what's their issues and maybe about their reaction when I do something. That's the process. Could be, yeah, that's the process.
This is beautiful, really. Like It's so interesting that we have the facilitator platform and this space to talk with different facilitators, and each time they bring something else, and like it's really the first time that someone is talking about the fine line between intuition and to go with your mindset and what you think, and also to combine what you're Googling in a way, and all you're not copy paste, but you're also not creating everything from scratch, and you're also trying to visualize stuff, which, by the way, I must share with everyone a secret here that Amelia is a very good student. And before she facilitated the workshop, the Women in the Workplace workshop, she really facilitated in life, and she got feedbacks, and she saw how it works on live people. And I think, and we really appreciate it. And I think,
and I was crying as well.
You're crying. Why are you crying? Why did you cry?
Why is it so hard?
What was so hard?
I mean, when you do your first facilitation, there's always feedback, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you read your first writing, you will feel like, shit, why I wrote this? Like everything, every time we judge ourselves that this is not good, that this is not good,
Mm-hmm.
It happens to me as well. And then when someone give me feedback, and then I felt like, oh, okay, what I did before.
I think it's also a good tip here, in a way, to be open to feedback and to know that it's part of learning and polishing and to get into the product that you want. Also, I can share with you another secret, in a way, that we're doing with all the facilitators in Points of View. Marek and I, we are doing rehearsal with the facilitators. We are polishing everything, we're reading everything until the facilitator and the helper knows exactly what to do, and they are satisfied from the result. So I think that what you are sharing here, it's like very human also, this to cry sometimes during the journey until you get it to, to the point that you want. Thank you for that. I have lots of questions, but I also want to give the one who are here to ask some questions. If it's technical questions about the workshop itself, it's professional, personal. It's your turn now. You can write on the chat. I'm inviting you to unmute yourself, to open your cameras, and to, just ask. It's your time now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry, Amelia and Henry, I couldn't attend your workshop because I was enrolled for a long time in a facilitation with a client, but I am going to see after the replay. I would like to testimony on just all you said. I have no particular question, but what you said first, this idea of systemic, that you are yourself sometimes the participant or the coachee, and you have your coach on the facilitation. It's all around. And I'm not in Point of View for a long time, just to 2019 precisely. But I realized that this is really the place where this is the win-win. Whatever the level, of course, I'm just expert, okay? But yesterday I delivered on L1, and I see how people are taking things, and Laetitia was there, can maybe testimony. So this is something I would like to thank you to make this point precisely. and also about the creativity, because I discovered my own creativity thanks to points of view. When I went to the L3 in Poland, it was strange, but that's it. So thanks a lot. And it's true that even for a tribe talk, and Mayan can say so, I made a short tribe talk some weeks ahead already. And we are never satisfied with, personally, I don't want to watch the video. I was nearly too crying because I didn't find the exact, even if it was a token, I can imagine a workshop. Thanks a lot for your sharing on the time as well.
Corinne, I just want to say thank you and to remind you that you're not just an expert or a short time with us. You have your milestone. What you know, it's yours, and you're amazing, and you're doing a wonderful job with us. Thank you. Any other notes or questions to Amelia, to Henry, or something to say?
I have another question. This is a question this time. When you need to imagine and write a workshop, of course you use the games, but I would say beforehand, do you for yourself practice your self-coaching with one of the game, just to help you enter into?
Okay, I answer it, Mayan. Yeah. Self-coaching. The answer is yes. Maybe not in this time, actually, maybe not like the very structured self-coaching process like we do to our coachee, but it's more like, you know, I love writing. That's why I have my own journal. It's also self-coaching, because in points of view, we also use the writing method, intuitive writing, as a method. You know, why I love writing, because we can I can read it again. Yeah, and then the photo as well. I love photographs. That's why mostly I took a photo, and then sometimes once a month I try to see again what I took, and then trying to make a quote or trying to make a writing in my pad, in my notes, using that photo. Yeah, that's how I do the self-coaching. It's a journey for me, Corinne. Yeah. Mhm. Thank you for asking. How about you? Do you also have a self-coaching process? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. No, because everybody can take the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I need to pick some cards, such as at the start I was only using the coaching game because I'm more somebody, using the words, and I felt more comfortable. But at the end, I'm using a lot of punctum, and sometimes I do like to use just faces to imagine the feelings.
Yeah.
Of course, face down, play the game. And now we're not so used about flow in France because it's not yet in French, but I'm using it for my own purpose. So yes.
Mm-hmm. Maybe one of the tips how I do the self-coaching, because you also an expert, So you have your own I statement
Yes.
in the TPP. I always try to reconnect on that I statement and trying to check on my life. Am I in the right direction? So it's really helped me to live that statement along the journey.
Yes. Thank you. I don't want to take all the space, but definitely I made 2 TPP. And definitely it's something that changes so much. And it's really powerful. You're right, Amelia. Thank you. Because it's in us and it's our DNA.
Yeah.
It's our real
Yes.
DNA. And yeah, it explains a lot.
Yeah.
If I tell
Right.
you my health statement.
I just want to remind you that in Points of View, we're calling it walk the talk. When you think about something and you say it and you do it. And it's very important that, you know, to practice it and to, when we set the intention and we really want to do something, if something will happen, we also need to work for it sometimes. But it's one step, you know, when we think about it, and another step, then we are saying it, if it's our I statement, if it's a wish for the new year, if something that you're saying to someone or to yourself, and then to do it. So just, you know, to wrap it. Any other questions to Henry and Amelia?
Or perhaps I can share a little bit, Mayan. So, hey everybody.
Sure.
My background is actually not like a psychologist or a coach to begin with. I'm actually a business person. So when I first get to know Points of View, again, it's amazing for me, but then I do not know the underlyings of it. So what I end up doing, and this is also part of my content creation ideas, is I read some concepts, for example, like NLP. You guys know about NLP, right? And when I read the concept, and I really just want to explore, for example, like the basic ones, kind of like the presuppositions. The map is not the territory. So immediately just take, sometimes I just take a Points of View card and just explore it with these cards on understanding the concept behind it using Points of View card. And sometimes it becomes a workshop. So I end up having like just about deletions, just about deletion, what do you call it? Deletion. There's 3 things that we typically do: deletions, distortion, and something else.
Generalization.
Generalization, correct. Yeah, I just read a book on NLP. So it becomes a workshop in itself. Just by me trying it out, as what you mentioned, like a self-coaching, through the concept that I read, I explored it more and find it useful, and it becomes a workshop. And same thing as when I read about masculine toxicity, or like rebalancing the masculine and feminine energies, becomes a workshop as well. And so many ideas. And typically, again, what I do is I try it out myself, and just to explore the concept and develop it to become a workshop in the end.
Thank you, Henry. Let's continue this this path, and I want to ask both of you, how do you choose in which tool to use when you're creating a workshop? Like we have, like, the general notes, and we know a bit about each tool and how to use it, but how do you do it? Maybe you have like a different way of choosing tools to your workshop, or even to combine between tools, like
choosing tools. Even we can use every tools in Points of View. just take a coaching game or any cards or your academy cards. Actually, every card has, every tool has the identity. Like the coaching game is, as the name said, the coaching game is for coaching. And then punctum, points of interest. Maybe you ever heard about what is your punctum, and then a punctum is more dynamic, is more, for me, punctum is more dynamic, is more focus on the word, on the topic, like for coaches who is still confused with the issue, and then I love to use the punctum because it helps them a lot. And then a phases is more about being, about the identity, and then flow is, for me, is more in the in-between moment when someone has a conflict or in a chaotic situation and really need something to be grounded. And then I use a flow a lot. The combination, of course, it depends on the issues. That's why it's really important to listen and to capture the keywords, because otherwise, when someone is talking and then we start to sing, it can be a trap because we are not in the mindful moment. We are thinking, one step ahead, and then you will lose your coach's keyword. So it's really important to catch the issues and reconfirm with the issues. Sometimes I ask break time when I do the coaching session after listening my coach's issue, and then, okay, thank you for sharing, and then can we have a 5 minutes break? Maybe you can take a coffee or go to the restroom, just refresh yourself. And then that's the time for me to think, what kind of tools do I need to use? That's my experience. I hope it's useful.
So actually, during the process itself, you're choosing in which tool you're using in the next part. As I understand you correctly.
Yeah. Why not? Because sometimes when you meet your coachee, you really have no idea what will be the issue and then what will be the outcome. I just meet them in a very first time, so I have no idea.
Spontaneous, amazing.
Prepare for nothing but ready for everything.
Good one.
That's also a mindset.
Henry, do you have any tips about how to choose tools and how you're doing it?
Right. If I know, basically, if my audience is more like a thinkers, then I usually like to use punctum, because if punctum doesn't have the titles on it, so in a way they're focusing on the photo itself. Because usually sometimes when the thinkers see the card, they immediately locked into the word itself first without looking at the photo. So sometimes I like to use punctum at the beginning. But faces is different. But between coaching game or what do you call it, flow. Recently I use flow more. It's newer tools, and I like all this kind of like mindfulness kind of things as well, the topics of the flow. So I like to use flow more now.
Amazing. I have a question about really like, because you both using flow and it's like more about the mindfulness tool and it's more emotional in a way from the coaching game, for example. How do you deal with it in corporate world? Because corporate world is like more strict, all about performance, as you said before. How do you, how do you use it? And what are the reactions also? Like, people are open to that?
You may start, Hen. I will add.
Okay. For me, my experience is yes, it is still possible to use flow even in the corporate settings, because I think, well, maybe it's number one. It's Indonesia as well. It's quite a religious country. Number one, or a spiritual in a way. And I don't know. I guess what my feeling is like, nowadays, like the new ones, especially the millennials or the zillennials now, they're also actually looking for something beyond, beyond just corporate or beyond their daily life. They are looking for actually actualizations of themselves in the Maslow pyramid. So it is actually quite interesting when I use flow to them. That's my experience.
I'm happy
Thank
to
you.
hear that it's also, we can touch also the young generation, and it's not just about, people from our age range, and also young people can get insight from that. Also in corporates even, so it's like.
Yeah.
We are still
Yeah.
young. We are still
Yeah.
in our age. Sometimes it sound your question, it sounds like a limiting belief for me, Mayan.
Yeah, okay.
Like a
Please
corporation
elaborate.
flow. Yeah. Mhm. It happens to my coaching session today. Finally, we are human. And talking about flow and talking about human, talking about chaotic moment, about conflict, about anything. All of the organizational structure, all of the strategy, all of the expectation, all of the target, it's cover us from being authentic. But when I use flow, it just bypass the critical logic. It just bypass many layers about target, about performance, about KPIs, about everything that we need to do every day. And then people suddenly talking about themselves, very authentic, and that's the root. So for me, flow is very powerful in a corporation as well. The challenge is how we always exercise to do it, to use it. That's the idea. Mhm.
Any tip about it?
The tips. Don't be overthinking. Just trust the process. Because sometimes when you worry about something, like, okay, can my participants accept it? And then you will lose everything, because the participants, your coachee, will, it's a kind of vibration, because they will feel that you are not confident enough to use that your tools. They will feel that what kind of energy do you bring in that session. Yeah. So trust the process.
Thank you for that. It's also so important that, to remember that in the end, we are the tool, and we need to project it out and to hold the space for our participants. If it's like a TPP for like a 5 days experience with so many unexpected moments, or also a session at the office with our colleagues, and to be minded to it, and to know to contain some emotions in that, and it's human. Before our last question, any other question from other participants here? It's your last chance.
Okay, I just to please go in. I don't want to ask a question, but if you give me 1 minute, I can tell you that I'm very new to point of view, and as you know, but I'm really an expert in conflict dynamics, and I've been feedbacking and coaching conflict for a long time now, and conflict and resilience. And so I am not an expert in points of view yet, but I've been using photo language methods for a long time. And I found that unlocking whatever with points of view, whatever game you want, is helping like nothing else. Like saying to the coach, okay, let's stop talking about the conflict. Let's stop talking about that, and let's talk about pictures. Let's pick a picture and talk about it. And just describe me the picture and just what do you feel and everything. And they talk about the picture, and then something unlocks in the conflict situation, and they go deeper in the awareness of their responsibility in the conflict. And then you can go back to conflict coaching, which is great.
Thank you. How do I pronounce your name?
Laetitia.
Leticia. Thank you so much.
And for the name, you better know it as Shlush.
Shlush. So it's so Israeli.
Yeah, you have many of us, yes.
So again, thank you for this reminder, and also for your passion when you're talking about this topic. I really want to learn and to know more, and I invite you to write about it on our tribe platform or wherever. So really, all of us here. Write about what you're doing, and I want to stay here for like 1 hour and to hear more about your experience, everyone here.
I have a meeting with Shani tomorrow, I think.
Great. So I hope you will gain the most of it also. We're about to finish this meeting. Amelia and Henry, if you can give one tip for beginners, those who still didn't facilitate and want to do the first step and to do their own workshop, to create their own workshop, what is your golden tip that you can give?
You want to start, Hen?
No, you start.
That's the answer. Just start, practice, practice, and practice.
Yes. And then for me, I'll add just focus on the participants. Focus on them. Everything will come naturally, will come flowing if you focus on the participants.
Thank you. So we are in doing mode. And also, to get to know the target audience and to be minded to the target audience, and everything will come. Thank you very much, Amelia and Henry, for your time and for sharing with us your wisdom and your path. I remind you that you still have the opportunity to enjoy their workshop live and also recorded. We still have another round of the fusion workshops. Tomorrow we're starting the second round. Actually, we have Marta, and we're moving our next workshops to Thursday. So we will meet every Thursday in one of our fusion workshops. I hope to see you there. Amelia and Henry, I invite you to write on the chat your contact info, if it's on the tribe, if it's personal, phone number, whatever suits you, if it's email, to stay in touch. And thank you, everyone, the participants who are here today, for your smart questions, for your passion, for your energy, and for being with us. It's so nice to see you. And I hope to see you also tomorrow and the week after in our gatherings. Thank you so much again, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Merci
Thank
beaucoup.
you.
Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Merci.